What's up out there, hockey fans? Welcome to tonight's post-game recap. The Canes surge late and take down the Kraken in overtime. Welcome to another episode of Postgame Rapid Reaction. Not live tonight for this one. Trying to record it in one take. We'll see, maybe some minimal edits, but got some great stuff to cover and recap from tonight's matchup against the Carolina Hurricanes. Also tonight, the first ever Squatch Fan Cam, an in-arena correspondent that we had contributing to this episode in the background, out on the road for the Kraken's 8th game of the season, taking it all in Raleigh, North Carolina. Our good friend on the show here, Brian Kinnicott, and I'm going to show you some of the highlights from his experience at PNC Arena in Carolina tonight. Going to try to make this a part of the show going forward. If you're out there on the road outside of Seattle and want to be a part of this on the channel, send me a message over on x.com or leave a comment here on the video. Going to try to include you guys throughout the season. My name is Mike, aka Sasquatch NHL. Try to do this as often as I can. Post-game live streams, also recorded content and video uploads on the channel. Going to recap the game tonight, chat about what we saw between the Kraken and the Hurricanes. What a game. Almost a carbon copy, I would say, of the Kraken game from the other night against the Detroit Red Wings, but unfortunately for Kraken fans, we had an opposite outcome where the Hurricanes score late in the third period to tie it, and then just seconds remaining in overtime, and they win it. So very familiar the other night for Seattle Kraken fans. Kind of a roller coaster of highs and lows for Seattle fans the last couple of games. I guess now we know how it feels to be a Red Wings fan on Tuesday night. A little bit of a gut punch when the game slips away from you like that, but I'd love to hear from you guys here throughout this episode. Probably a little bit quicker than my live streams after Kraken games, but answer a few questions for me here as we get into the episode. First of all, who's going to be starting in net for the Kraken on Saturday versus the Florida Panthers? I would anticipate it's going to be Grubauer, but you never know. Hackstall will surprise us sometimes tonight. Joey going back into the net, did a great job. It set a franchise record for most saves in a game. I also want to hear who were your 3 stars for the night from the Kraken perspective. Also, Hurricanes fans, if you're tuned in watching, would love to hear who your 3 stars were. We know what the official ones were. We're going to look at those at the end of the video here, but would love to hear your guys' opinion on who you thought were the best players throughout the evening. Also, as a Kraken fan, do the last couple of games make you feel better or make you feel worse with the start that we're having here as a team in their 3rd campaign as a franchise? So let me know how you guys are feeling. I would love to also hear where you're tuning in from throughout the country, throughout the world. That way we can help you represent in the comments here. So leave a comment down below. Love to hear from you guys. So thanks again for tuning in for this episode. Going to give you guys that recap, the rapid reaction breakdown, tell the story, just a little bit of how I saw things go between the Kraken and the Hurricanes. Going to give you that setup coming into the evening. Look at the Kraken roster, the stats, analytics, 3 stars, look ahead at the schedule. And again, let's hear from you guys in the comments. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the video here on the channel. I do appreciate the support. But before we get too far, going to set the game up. The Seattle Kraken heading into Carolina. Our Squatch Fan Cam, the first ever correspondent here in arena, was Brian Kinnicott. Let's get his take on how things set up for the evening from his seats in the arena.
Hey Kraken fans, this is Brian. I'm out here in Raleigh getting ready to watch the Kraken at Carolina Hurricanes game tonight. Cannot wait. I'm here with my son.
Let's go Canes!
Yeah, should be a great time. It's a beautiful night in Raleigh, and really looking forward to a good performance. Looking forward to Ty Cartier and the boys. Just have a good game. It's going to be fun. Take care.
So Brian setting things up. He also just received his Ty Cartier sweater in the mail. Sounds like just within the last couple of days. Those beautiful road white sweaters that the Kraken wear when they're traveling to different arenas, and that one looks great. Ty Cartier has been great for the Kraken so far this season. He was great for them in the playoffs, just coming up out of nowhere. The kid looks amazing. Maybe another Calder Cup rookie of the year in the making. We'll see what happens this year as we go. But a couple more pictures for Brian here with the fam along. Looks like his son in attendance, also his daughter in attendance. So thank you, Brian. We're going to keep those pictures and videos coming throughout the stream. Like I said, this is the first ever Squatch Fan Cam contribution. So we're going to do this in the future. And again, let me know in the comments if you're interested in contributing maybe another road game here in the near future. Okay, so let's get into the game setup just a little bit. The Hurricanes, decent start to start the season here, but then they falter just a little bit, a lot of back and forth. And you could tell tonight they really wanted that win, really needed it. And you see a lot of teams kind of going through this, a lot of up and down. It's pretty normal early in a season, and that's why, as Kraken fans, we probably shouldn't overreact too much as we start to learn the game, the ebbs and flows. The Kraken come out of that game against Detroit energized on Tuesday, that overtime win, but we're dealing with injuries. Tanev, Burakovsky out longer term. Special teams coming into focus a little bit here more at the beginning of Season 3. The penalty kill has been great. Well, minus Detroit. In Detroit it wasn't so great, but the power play still kind of trying to find a spark and figure things out. So that's kind of the game setup. Let's look at the roster real fast here before we get too far. Ty Karche has been amazing, number 52 up there on the top line. Hope it changes number for those of you that have got the jersey already. Brian, especially, I doubt it. It feels like a good number for Ty, so we'll see how it goes. McCann dropped down to that third line. I did see a couple of mix-ups tonight and as far as lines go, so it's not always going to be this way in the top 6 and the bottom 6, but this is kind of the setup coming in. Devin Shore steps in, had a great night tonight, and you see Joey Decord in net for the Kraken. Amazing goaltending from him all night long. Brandon Tanev, like I mentioned, on IR. Burakovsky out 6 to 8 weeks, that upper body injury. So the Kraken banged up just a little bit. So Devin Shore called up in the lineup the last couple of nights. Great game from him tonight. Ty Karche strong. Jaden Schwartz looking great here the last couple of games. Joey Decord back in net again as Hackstall tries to ride the hot hand. That's a look at the roster. Let's get into the breakdown. But before we do, just a reminder, answer those questions for me, you guys. Who's starting in net on Saturday versus the Florida Panthers? I'm pretty sure it's going to be Grubauer, but I'd love to hear your opinion. Who were your 3 stars? We know what the official ones were, but who are yours in your mind? And also, do the last couple of games as a Kraken fan make you feel better or make you feel worse as we go forward here into the road trip and heading home here soon after the next couple of games? So let's get into the recap. It's breakdown time. I'm going to give you my take. Hit me with your take in the comments as we go. We get into the first period. Joey Decord back in net. Freddie Anderson starting for the Canes. They try to get revenge for that 7-4 loss in Seattle just last week. And right away, Jaden Schwartz, Jacob Slavin collide at center ice. Didn't look like it felt very good. Schwartz making some dad noises, maybe some grunts and groans on the bench, shaking that one off. And he was great after that, but it did not look like it felt very good. 13 minutes left in the first period. Kraken start to get their legs churning just a little bit. Will Borgen, a shot that misses. He follows that up with another shot. I think that one was on net, actually. But right after that, Karche on the rush. Tess Anderson, that was the first official shot on goal. Kraken getting some odd man opportunities here. McCann goes to Gord 2-on-1, but that's broken up by D'Angelo, and he had a pretty good game tonight overall. Moments later, Seth Jarvis hanging out up ice, kind of cherry picking on the blue line, sneaks behind the Kraken defense, breaks in alone, but Joey Decord says no. Great save, keeps it 0-0 in the first period. We go 8:36 left in the first. Jaden Schwartz this time, a nice little tip pass at center ice to Bjorky. He rushes in, enters the zone. Deeks cuts, kind of, gets into the middle of the ice there, eluding Brent Burns, and goes glove side right over it. Quick snapper shot. It's 1-0 Kraken. Great play there by Schwartz to move the puck forward. Bjorky on the board. The Kraken keep coming. 5:08 left in the first period. Bjorky, another beautiful stretch pass all the way up to Devon Shore in the lineup, and he flashes into the zone. A great pass. He caught the puck in the mid-air stride there, and it just amazing. Breaks in alone, forehand, backhand, silky finish, goes 5-hole on Freddie Anderson as he stretched, but he didn't make it as far as getting that save there. So Devon Shore's first goal is Kraken. It's a big one, makes it 2-0. We go 1:38 left in the first, and literally a stumble by the Kraken late in this period behind the net. They couldn't get the puck out of the zone. They're fighting it just a little bit. Joey tries to move it. Dumoulin falls down as he tries to play the puck, and the Hurricanes pounce on it. They move right behind the net, send it behind there, and right in front, Natchez puts it home, making it 2-1. So we go to the second period with a 1-goal lead. Nobody scores a goal in the second. A lot of great action, though. Early in the second, Matty Beniers flashes through the slot, whistles one right off the post. Matty's still looking for his first goal of the season, by the way. Cartier, another big opportunity. Anderson, a good save there. Seattle, still kind of pushing, trying to keep up. And that's great to see. They didn't have a whole lot of lapses coverage-wise coming into the second period, but Carolina starts to crank it up here and really takes over the shot count, pushing in favor of the Hurricanes. Slowly but surely, Seattle has the lead and a couple of great chances, but it really felt like the Hurricanes were kind of just taking over the game. Joey has another nice save there. No rebound, about 9:35 left in the second. Great rebound control from Joey tonight throughout the evening. 7:32 left in the second. Kraken are going to get a power play. Larson this time gets held by Bunting. So power play time, but not great. First half of that man advantage, not great. Hurricanes end up with a shorthanded chance. Kraken, they're just not getting shots on net during this man advantage. Not a whole lot to say about that. Just didn't go great. And the Canes kind of feed off of that penalty kill a little bit, buzzing around in the Kraken zone. Joey still, on the spot, though, ready to make the saves, and he does. Carolina had 26 shots on goal at that point. The advanced metrics also leaning heavily in their favor, as we will look at that at the end of the stream here. We go 4:33 left in the second. William Borgen tied up by Kotkaniemi. I'm doing my best to say that name. It's a tough one. Borgen called for holding. Canes head to the power play. But that Kraken power play gets the job done again. Joey still looking cool, calm, collected in net for Seattle. And they finish off the second period. Again, great rebound control from Joey, not letting a lot of pucks go wildly all over the place in the Kraken zone. So that's good to see. Good improvement. And as we get to the third period, let's listen to what Brian thought, our Squatch Fan Cam correspondent for the evening. Here's Brian's thoughts as we hit the third period.
I mean, to be honest, you're on the road at Carolina, up 2-1, heading into the third. Yeah, it's good. It's 20 minutes away. We'll see.
Indeed, we will definitely see. Seattle still looking okay, somewhat steady, but you figure Carolina is going to be bringing that push at some point, and they definitely do here as we go into the third. It took a little bit of time, but they definitely got it going. We go just 13:47 left now, clock ticking away, come out of commercial break. Borgen here takes a big hit, but moves the puck out of the zone, so good commitment there from Borgen to, defend and move the puck out of the zone. Joey Decord getting a little loosey-goosey in the net, floating around a little too far out of it. Joey, stay in your net. Go back home. We don't need all the fancy goalie stuff in the third period on the road, but I don't want to be critical because he was great. So you love the confidence, love the swagger, but just be careful, Joey. The Hurricanes, they come in, they're buzzing a bit. We're getting down to crunch time now, about 10 minutes left in the game. Kraken push back, a good sequence of their own. Bjorky to Schultz, he shoots it, he follows, feeds it again, and then Winberg from the faceoff dot. Winberg gets a shot on goal. You love to see that. They almost grab a 2-goal lead. That would have been huge if the Kraken could have broke through there, but Things opening up just briefly, but it kind of closes back down, and then the Hurricanes take back over. A flurry of chances. They put the foot on the gas pedal, just ramping it up. Finally here, they find the back of the net. It's a transition play. Brady Shea steals the puck in the Kraken zone, just aggressively skates out all the way up the ice, cross-ice feed to Nechas, who finds the trailer, Kotkaniemi, and he puts it in. No chance for Joey on this one. We've got a tie game 2-2 late in the third period. And that's pretty much it for the third. So we go to overtime, and this is Brian's face as we go to overtime. We all felt the same way, Brian. So you really captured the moment there. Overtime, lots of cycling around the extra frame, lots of churning. Teams trying to maintain possession. Kraken a huge chance down low. Freddie Anderson on his back, floating around, searching for it after Larson drove to the net. But the Canes counter back, clock winding down. D'Angelo takes a pass from Nechas, cuts back to the middle aggressively, sends it back to Nechas, and he kind of steps, whips Arister high glove side, and he scores. And that's game over. Canes win it 3-2 in overtime. A little bit of a bummer, but we still got a point in the standings. So that's important. In the Pacific Division, if you can get a point in the standings, fantastic. These road games are not going to be easy. We've had one of the hardest schedules to start the season in the league, so let's not forget about that. The Hurricanes, some would say, a potential Stanley Cup favorite. So it's been tough. We're right there. Here's what Brian thought about the game as he walked to the car leaving PNC Arena. Let me switch to that.
Oh, so brutal. But hey, you know what? One heck of a great game. It was a great crowd. A lot of Kraken fans, actually. And we got a point, said every loser I know. Anyway, love y'all. Talk again soon.
So I'm fully fine with being the loser, Brian. I'll take the point every night. If we get a point in every game, that's what, 40 some points. I mean, get a point. There's 82 games. If you get a point in every... Anyways, okay. Yeah, but that's a bad takeaway. Honestly, I get it. You don't want to get the 1 point. You want to get 2. But I'll take it on the road against Carolina after they were really dug in, trying to get the best of us after we beat them last week. So I'll be the loser tonight. That's okay. But thanks again, Brian, for being the first ever Squatch Fan Cam contributor. Like I said, we're going to try to keep doing that throughout the season. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to be a part of that, or keep up with me over on x.com. I love to follow back. So just send me a message and, keep up with me over there. Okay. So let's get into the game stats. We got Brian's thoughts here. The keys to the game for me, as we wind down just a little bit here in the stream, Joey Daccord, amazing, looked super comfortable, great rebound control. A couple people even saying, that swagger, that cockiness, nothing wrong with that, but just stay in your net, Joey. We don't need all the extra, but it's kind of fun to watch him handle the puck. He kind of has that Dominic Hasek, just a little bit, a little bit, gets out of the net, wants to get in there, tribute. But yeah, let's stay in the net. Okay, so stats. Actually, before I go too far, I just wanted to point out, Joey, you can see the improvement in his lateral game too, in the crease. Way more efficient, way more under control. In some of those first games we saw him when he came up, all over the place in the crease, but now it's not so much the being out of control in the crease. It's skating out of the crease on his own. So just stay home. Kraken, pretty good as far as being calm in their own end. They weren't the most efficient possession wise or with zone exits, but it didn't feel like the Canes really stacked or clustered chances together until late in the game when they had that frenzy. But let's look at the stats here, guys. Shots on goal, 45 shots, and Joey gets that franchise record with 42 saves, unfortunately, in a loss. Face-off percentage, not, we would love to have the advantage in that, but a little bit better than 40%. It's usually right around 40%, so 44%, not too bad tonight. Neither team broke through on the power play. Not a lot of penalties tonight, just one each side. Kraken blocked 19 shots, so that's good to see. Let's look at the shots by period, break down the analytics just a little bit here. Actually have some advanced metrics to show you guys. But this is just shots on goal by period. Tells the story of the flow a little bit, but we're going to see that courtesy of Natural Stat Trick. But the first period, Canes 15 shots. Kraken again had the lead coming out of that, and no goals scored in the second period. But Canes just kept pushing. 15, 16, 13, 45 shots. Good job, Joey. Kept us in it throughout the entire evening, even into overtime. Okay, so here's new screen. Analytics summary from Natural Stat Trick. You can see the Corsi, the Fenwick shots, scoring chances, high danger chances, expected goals. So maybe in some additional streams or videos, we'll talk about this a little bit more in depth. But I mean, it's pretty easy to see which team had the analytical edge tonight. I know the broadcast was talking about the Kraken maybe being able to overcome that a little bit, but it caught up to them, right? And I thought the Carolina Hurricanes were hungry. Nothing taken away from the Kraken effort. I thought that they were, they really put in a great effort tonight, but it just didn't have all of the amazing, glamorous stats like the Hurricanes did. So that's where we end up with a 3-2 overtime loss, unfortunately. Let's look a little closer now. Again, Natural Stat Trick, great website. Check that out. I'll leave a link down in the description for you guys, but here's the game flow. This is a Corsi value here. Both teams, all situations, and you can see in the first period, it's broken up. You can see each line there by period. Kraken hanging in there, but then the Carolina Hurricanes just start to take the game over, and they continue to do so. Great possession metrics, great shot metrics. They were a tough team to play against tonight. Kraken hung in there, but it slipped away from at the end. This is the heat map, and Ty Jacobs, who is on the stream here and there every once in a while, we call him the unofficial producer and co-host occasionally, loves the heat maps. So it was very warm in the Carolina attack side of the ice. I mean, you could see where they generated shots and heat from, all over the place. Kraken, I like to see all of that really close into the net. So that's important, but we just need a little bit more. And Carolina was dominant tonight. A lot of those advanced metrics. So there you go, guys. That's the analytical breakdown. I'm not very good at it, but I'm doing my best, and I just kind of wanted to add that to the video. Let's look at the 3 stars. We're going to hear from Brian first, though. Here he is.
All right, 3 stars real quick. I got to go with Joey. Joey, number 1, first star. Second star, I'm going to go with Bjorkstrand. Yeah. Besides his goal, I thought he played really good. And finally, even though I know Shore scored a goal, no, my third star is going to go to Alexiak. He did a lot of things probably off camera, which made me appreciate him even more. Take care.
Awesome. Thank you, Brian. I love hearing the feedback. I love the different opinions. Here's the official 3 stars. And again, thanks, Brian, for contributing for this episode. The first official Squatch Fan Cam. Like I said, going to try to do that here in the future with other people in other markets that are not in Seattle. So hit me up in the comments or over on x.com. I'll try to work you guys into the episode here. Future episodes, not this one, obviously. I can't do that. Okay, so here's the official 3 stars. Natchez, Kotkaniemi, and Freddie Anderson. I wish that Joey could be in there somehow, but we know that the home team press corps picks the 3 stars. We talked about that here on the channel, but it really feels like Joey should have been up there. All right, so let's look at the standings here as we wind down. The Vegas Golden Knights 7-0 to start the season, 14 points. The Vancouver Canucks, nice little surprise if you're a Canucks fan, busting out of the gate, 8 points. They're 4-2 so far. The Kings, the Ducks, the Kraken right in the mix. The Flames and Oilers definitely not looking great without Connor McDavid here for a couple of weeks. And the Sharks, they're just not a very good team. So that's a look at the standings. Let's look at the upcoming schedule here for the Kraken. They're going to face the Panthers this Saturday. It's a 3 p.m. start time here on the West Coast. So just a reminder for Kraken fans, if you're going to watch that one, 3 p.m. And then we go into Tampa on Monday, the 30th. Going to face the Lightning, 4 p.m. And then back home again, November 2nd. That's a Thursday night game. I believe that is the John Forsland bobblehead night, and that bobblehead makes sound. I believe it says "That's Kraken Hockey, baby." So you don't want to miss that one. Get some tickets. Go get a giveaway. Make sure you're one of the first 10,000 fans to be there at Climate Pledge Arena. Check out the podcast if you don't already. Thank you for being here. Got some more Kraken updates coming for you guys. Hit that like button before you log out if you enjoyed the video tonight. And have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon here at Sasquatch NHL, signing out. Go Kraken.